According to the NCES, more than 2.8 million students attended charter schools in 2015 to 2016, meaning that charter school students accounted for approximately 6% of all public school students with students earning to change schools and grow more than 70% from 2009 to 2010 to 2015 to 2016. Each student has different needs because of the way that they learn. Each school has good and bad qualities. Everyone here knows people who are still trying to get through their primary and secondary education. In these types of schools. I personally attended 2 out of these 3 schools that I'm going to mention soon. I attended private school from pre-K to 4th, and then I also attended public school from 5th to 12th grade. And then I have also done extensive research on charter schools for this speech. By the end of this speech, my audience will have more knowledge of the different types of schools available to today's students. And after you guys absorb the information that I'm going to give you, it's up to you guys to make the decision for yourselves, which school you will be supporting. First, I will discuss the pros and cons of charter schools. Then I will discuss the pros and cons of public schools, and then I will discuss the pros and cons of private school. Now that I have discussed my topic, it is time to begin by providing you with information about charter schools. According to Bettinger, a professor at Stanford, charter schools are public schools exempted from most state and local regulations. Charter schools have both pros and cons, just like the others. Some things that people consider pros of charter schools are it's free tuition, so nobody has to pay anything out of their pocket. It has the same environment of private schools, which means they have smaller classrooms and more attention to students. The cons are they play by their own rules, and they actually treat their teachers badly because because according to Vitana.com, most charter schools are classified as private despite receiving public funding, which means they are often exempt from disciplinary labor laws. It is normal for teachers in private schools to be working more than 70 hours per week, and their salaries are lower than public school teachers. I gave you info on charter schools, and next I will provide you information about public schools. Some people prefer public schools more than others, and then more than the others, and others might not. Some people believe that I'll talk about private schools. People might private schools. The pros of private schools are that they have smaller classrooms, which means you're going to get more attention with your students. And then also, they put more pressure on students to keep up their GPA, so they hold higher standards. Now, since I talked about private schools, yes, private schools. Now I'll finally conclude with reviewing my main points. Okay. First, I talked about my charter schools. Then I talked about my public schools, and then I discussed the private schools. Okay. There are many different schools that are available to today's students. People need to see what fits their needs best and then go from there. Some schools, every student learns in different ways and at different paces. That is why different schools were made. I'll leave you with this. We should always try to help students in any way we can, because at the end of the day, we should always believe that the student comes first.